Welcome back to consecutive day 1216 of a diary of a runpreneur. And today's episode, I want to talk to you about an overwhelming quarter and what I plan to do next quarter. So remember to give this a subscribe, share, like and comment, as the more people we get in front of, the more people we raise, more money we raise on my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon. All the information about the challenge, how you can get involved, is in the link in the comments below. Thank you as always, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 1216 of a diary of a runpreneur. And today's episode, I want to talk to you about how it's been an overwhelming quarter. So quarter 3 of the calendar year. We're just coming to the end of September as we finish quarter 3 and start quarter 4, which takes us through October, November, December, which finishes the year. Now, we operate in quarterly chunks. We set targets based on quarters. And when I reflect upon this last quarter, it has been pretty overwhelming. A couple of highlights that I can pull upon or draw upon is one, a new business opportunity presented itself. We've taken action and we're due to launch on November the 1st. So it's happened so quick. It happened at the beginning of August, and we took action, and as a result we will be launching that business on the 1st of November. So that's been crazily overwhelming, to say the least. We've then had one of our providers of housing stock kind of drop us at the 11th hour, which has cost us a huge amount of money, which could have put huge financial pressure, or possibly still can put huge financial pressure on the business. But then it kicks us into gear, and we have record-breaking month in August, and then an unbelievable month in September, where I think we finished on about 1.13 million revenue, which is in a month, which is absolutely crazy, considering our previous high was around, I think it was just shy of 600,000. So it's the team are just going to the next level, which is absolutely unbelievable. I think the key is to obviously maintain, and if we do that, it's going to be in a very, very exciting future. So, but in and around that as well, I embarked upon a crazy project. I think it probably goes back to the back end of kind of quarter 2. I started a project to completely revamp the systems, change the whole operating system of my group of businesses, and the disruption that's caused has been chaotic, horrendous, you name it. But this last kind of month, really, in September, we've seen some amazing results, some amazing data reporting systems being put in place that are going to absolutely revolutionise what I do in every business. So that's been hugely, hugely exciting. So I look back on quarter 3 of the year as an absolute roller coaster. It's been some unbelievable highs, also a pretty horrendous low. But that, I think, is entrepreneurship. And but I also kind of reflect upon how I felt personally. And even though I spent a lot of quarter 3 away on holiday, had a couple of holidays in July, the one in August. So I've had a lot of breaks in this time as well, which have been amazing to have with the family. I think I've been more overwhelmed than I usually would be because of everything that's been going on. And I think that's probably quite a normal feeling for entrepreneurs. So I don't feel kind of isolated or in solitude going through these emotions. But I've identified that it's something that I need to work better at. And for all the systems and processes I have, I need to look at what I expect of myself and to make it more manageable and less stressful. And I think the systems and processes that are being built are continually going to reduce the level of overwhelm as I have more and more data and supporting evidence of what's going on in my day-to-day life and in my day-to-day businesses, which is game-changing in itself. But I think I might also struggle with an element of ADHD. I think My business partner talks a lot about this as well. He believes he struggles with it. I had the best explanation for ADHD by somebody recently who has had a child of theirs diagnosed, and the explanation for how to best describe ADHD is like an internet browser window with 100 tabs open, and what that does to the memory of the computer is basically what it does to the brain of the individual. And I thought that was a really, really good explanation. My mind races constantly. I'm constantly thinking of multiple things simultaneously. I struggle to be in the moment at times, which is frustrating. And I think I manage it incredibly well. I think I've spoken about having high functioning anxiety, which means I do have anxiety. However, I seem to kind of thrive under the pressure, and I can operate at a high level regardless of the anxiety or worry or stress that I'm feeling. And but it will catch up with me at some point, so I'm aware of this. So anyway, to cut a long story short, what am I going to do about it? Well, I try and operate in a very productive manner. I have daily schedules, I time block my time, but the problem is with my daily schedule and what I prioritise throughout my day, I'm struggling massively with having a day where I manage to complete what I set out to achieve. And that's because my expectations are too high. I'm underestimating the amount of time it takes to do things, and I'm overestimating what I can fit into a day. And as a result, even though I time block, so that eliminates a large proportion of workload on a daily basis, I'm still putting too much on it, which is putting too much pressure on me, which is overwhelming me. And so I'm going to go back to basics. Time blocking is really important. Scheduling is really important for me to prioritise. But I think if I go back to basics, I mean, I read a book a long, long time ago, The One Thing. I can't remember who the author was. And it was, just do that one thing every day. That is the most important thing to drive everything you're doing forwards. If you get that done, it's been a productive day. But I struggle with that concept of just doing one thing. Occasionally there will be days where I just do one thing, but very, very, very seldom. So I think I'm going to focus on a model where people say that you can manage 3 to 7 projects simultaneously. So I'm just going to apply that to volume of tasks. So I'm going to try and have my schedule have no more than 3 to 7 things on it at any given point each day. And I'm going to try and put some automations into my operating system, which means that if anybody tries to put something on my schedule, unless it is absolute emergency important, they're not allowed to do it. So I'll create an automation to block that by kind of priority level within my operating system, which is super cool, which I'll talk about on a separate day. But yeah, I'm going to stick to that. So, and if there's more than 3 to 7 things on, or more than 7 things on my list, then it doesn't go on. I have to keep at 7. Any more than that, not happening. Less than that is fine. More than that is not fine. And I'm going to see how that kind of works with how I manage my overwhelm, my anxiety, and how I can try and be at maximum productivity with minimum stress. So that is what I'm going to try and set up for quarter 4. We'll see how it works. It kicks off on Monday. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. And my learnings from my diary today are that it's really good to reflect on quarterly chunks of your life, especially if you've had goals set at the beginning of the quarters. Have you achieved them? Have you not achieved them? What's gone well? What are the highlights? What are the lowlights? And what's worked really well? What hasn't worked? And what can you do to get better in the next quarter? And I think if you go through that process, I think you'll see your productivity levels go to the next level. So anyway, that's it for me today. Any questions or comments, drop me a line. I'll respond to everyone. Remember to give this a subscribe, share, like, and follow, as the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise on my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon. All the information about the challenge, how you can get involved, is in the link in the comments below. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow.